A scathing comedy comes to Duxbury's First Parish Church in March. The Duxbury Bay Players, a nonprofit community theater organization, will present Glengarry Glen Ross on March 8th and 9th and 15th and 16th at 8 p.m. at the church on Tremont Street. More information and tickets, go to their website, bayplayers.org. The group's mission is to provide local individuals with the opportunity to perform and produce theatrical shows and events. PACTV Community News caught a recent rehearsal, met some of the players, and learned more about the show.
I don't get on the board the 30th, they're going to can my ass. I need the leads, and I need them now, or I'm gone. And you're going to miss me, John, I promise you.
It's set in the early 80s in a Chicago real estate office. That's it's a less than scrupulous real estate sales where you have a bunch of salesmen who are selling worthless swampland in Florida to unwitting victims. It's a story of, money, greed, desperation, the things people will do in order to make a buck.
You're saying me?
Yes. $2,500 apiece for one night's work and the job with Graf.
I love the idea of trying to move an audience emotionally, spiritually, make them laugh, make them cry. It's a nice feeling of power in a way.
No, listen, I love this. I think the scene is up there. It's up there. It's been there for a long time. So good.
David Mamet, the playwright, he likes to write in real life, the way people talk. You'll notice as you observe the rehearsal, you'll notice the way people stop and interrupt each other and finish each other's thoughts. It's really the way people talk, and he captures that fairly well. And let's face it, with a bunch of guys, a bunch of men sitting around a sales office, there's going to be some colorful adjectives being thrown around, and this show has its share.
I saw them on Homestead. We pitched the Rio Rancho 1969. They wouldn't buy. They couldn't buy a toaster, John. They're broke. They're cold. The dead's beats.
Well, the Bay Players have been around since the 50s, and I was a member of the Bay Players in the 70s and 80s and directed a lot of plays back then. It's a nice space, and once the lights are on and we put up our little thrust stage, it looks pretty good.
6 months of 82. Who's there? Who's up there?
Roma.
Under him.
Moss.
John, April, September 1981, it's me, it's not Moss. All due respect, he's an order taker, John. He talks.
And there's a certain charm that you get out of these actors. I call them citizen actors. They're all people with other jobs and interests and families and pressures of all sorts, and yet every night they come back to rehearsal and they devote themselves to, rehearsing and learning this and going through the anxiety of opening night and all that. And I think you'd ask any of these actors, they love it. They just like doing it. It's an outlet, for people.
Look at the sheets.
Murray?
Murray, him. You tell him I said so, John.
It's not the heavy drama that people think it is. It's got a lot of comic touches, as I think you just saw in this last scene. They're all characters who are struggling to survive. And in doing it, they're trying to swim upstream at all times and to just plumb survive. And I think people can identify with that. And Mamet wrote a wonderful play, very matter-of-fact play. It won a Pulitzer Prize back in 1984 when it first appeared, because it's powerful and it's funny. It's a slice of life. And it's quite unusual. It's a very unusual play. So I hope people will come and check it out.